In March 2013, Taisa Nasser also produced the large format red book by Jung in the Italian edition from among her documents. She wished to use it to support her fundamental arguments concerning the history of painting and the essence of color in the field of conflict between the ego and the core personality of the self. She was intent on clarifying Jung's fascination with the alchemists of the Middle Ages, as described in the Red Book, and the extent to which she shared it with him. This declaration by Taisa Nasser, the basic manifesto of her artistic motivation, became so dominant in the Paris discussion between the artist and the curators that space is granted to its full details in this artist's book. In the following documentation of our conversation with the artist, which centers on the subjects of color, matter, and/or material, movement, film, music, and dance, the emphasis on Taisa Nasser's double artistic orientation is also quite striking, as an architect and as a painter. She also sees her space-consuming application of extremely thick paint as a continuation of her architectural vocation using the means of painting. The painter Taisa Nasser is one artist who has taken this method of escalation to extremes, to a point where it begins to hurt, the desire of the colors becoming pain, and, with calculated hesitation, reverting to desire once again. The painterly flows as she handles a color is truly a superflow, surpassing all that has been there before with its lavish gesture. Nasser expresses herself by expressing the paint, overhanging bulges and ridges, juxtaposed boldly and clamorously, red beside green beside yellow, until one's eyes water. This painting triggers a sense that the images are still fresh. One only needs to, indeed, one always could make a grab, so easily nibble them, or to put it more intellectually, continue the idea of this painting into some final state. Such metamorphosis of an image from the apparently still fresh to a later stage, taking place in the viewer's own imagination, resembles a walk into a different sphere. This is made easier by the fact that the paint leaves the canvas already, overflowing, and the picture carriers project from the wall like sculptures, as launch pads for a journey into a fantastic world of color. Nasser places the powerful, sensual effects of the colored volumes on both the eye and the instinct, in the higher service of a task she faces as a painter in today's world. A demand for resistance against the haphazard, contingent, brightly colored porridge that reaches us every day, with meaningless artificiality via the sheer flood of the media. Nasser, for her part, sets a final memorial, at least for us today, to a panel picture painting by taking a step beyond this painting and its original function as a depiction of landscape and humanity, in other words, nature, and at the same time raising the first memorial to a newly emergent color painting. Taisa Nasser approaches the matter, the material of her work, in this way. The material is the flesh and skin of the painting. The materiality is a fundamental element of painting. It is essential, it is a sensitive substance that clarifies for me the energy that sets the atomic structure of our world into motion. The energy is a divine breath that activates all essence, all spiritual essence. Here, Taisa Nasser is following our knowledge of the micro and macrocosm, approaching it in her own very special way. The matter that constitutes everything leads her to an attitude enabling man, in a truly alchemist way, to recognize himself and so discover totality as self-communion. Three aspects of Taisa Nasser's works become understandable against this background. She works by piling up material on her paintings like a relief, conveying optical weight as well, binding color to color like a black hole, only to release it again. The texture of the colored volume is mineral, rough, a haptic provocation, meaning that even the biggest accumulations of material apparently fail to throw a shadow, as if it was about bodies of color as such, an absolute. She arranges the bodies of color on the picture surfaces in partially recognizable structures, movements. Then, in an apparently chaotic sequence, echoing the microstructure of all matter. The tonality, the diversity of the colors follows a relevant path chosen. In this way, she produces strangely complex works that offer themselves to meditation. Taisa Nasser is aware of this quality. She refers to the mandala, for example, to the mystic circular or polygonal images in Indian religions that are intended to induce meditation with transient material. In the writings of Carl Jung, dream images or pictures produced by patients help to promote self-discovery. The remarkable aspect here is that Taisa Nasser fixes these images as if for eternity, so divesting them of their subjectivity, of passing mood, the brief moment. In the knowledge that all matter basically consists of energetic movement, with nothing solid at its core, an understanding of the dynamics in Taisa Nasser's works is one way to grasp their truth. This is clarified when watching the film she directed about her works. Moving bodies, couples, water in motion, trees by the wind, figures in the sand blown away, overlapping repeatedly with her paintings. We discover surprising coincidence, see the paintings in a new light. Obviously, Taisa Nasser's paintings are not objects at the first fleeting view. We need to abandon customary prejudices, avoid hasty judgments, allow ourselves to become immersed in whatever is in front of us. We need to practice self-perception and relate to what is visible. These works by Taisa Nasser then yield their effect.
Taisa is a multidisciplinary artist. She is competent and enjoying many kinds of art, and she seems to feel extremely comfortable. And to be an architect for me also meant the ability, the unique ability to combine the artistic element, creative element, with an engineering discipline. And if you look at the pictures, you know, all this element, the dynamic, how they are shaped, you can see, well, she's a little bit more than just an artist. Well, art, I think, for a human being in this very complex world, is like air. Without the air you cannot functioning. It is an escape from the chaos in the everyday life. It is a source of deeper reflection. It is a source of beauty.